Hi, it's Mike with AskTractorMike.com. Got a question from a viewer today about trailers. And I'm going to tell you, if you're buying a trailer to haul your tractor around, 10 things to look for today to help you get the right thing. Now this trailer I'm sitting on is my neighbor Wes's, and he hauls his classic car around on it. He's got a Polaris Ranger that he hauls around. It's a nice trailer. It's aluminum. It's got all the bells and whistles. For most of us, we don't need anything that nice. So let's get to my question today. This comes from Lonnie. It says, I am new to the tractor world and I am in need of a trailer for my new tractor. Can you provide a list of items I should check prior to buying a new equipment trailer? Be glad to, Lonnie, and there's some things you need to look for because a lot of dealerships offer a package, a trailer, a tractor, and maybe a brush hog or a box blade on it. If you buy that trailer, you're probably going to get a pretty cheap trailer that may not do what you want to do. So let's talk today about 10 things that you need to think about before you buy a trailer. First thing is your truck. I see a lot of people that think for some reason a Chevy Suburban is a tractor trailer, and it's not. You want to find out what the towing capacity is on your truck because you can real quickly, if you buy a big enough tractor and trailer, get into more weight than you can stop. And I can tell you from experience, it's important to stop. So you need to get, first off, a trailer that matches your vehicle that you're pulling it with. So find out the towing capacity of your truck. That's number one. Number two is what is the weight capacity of the trailer? A lot of the cheaper trailers that come in the package deals have like 3,500 pound axles. And what those generally are is when they haul mobile homes across country, they'll have 3,500 pound axles under them. And when they get to their destination, they'll take those axles out, sell them to somebody at a discount, and that's what they make the cheaper trailers out of. They'll have 3,500 pound axles. That's 7,000 pounds of total capacity to haul, but you got to take the weight of the trailer out of that too. So let's look at the axles. Number two, this trailer has 5,200 pound axles. You take the 5,200 times 2 axles is 10,400 pounds, and then subtract the weight of the trailer, and you have what you can haul. A lot of people get in trouble on not getting enough weight capacity on their trailer because they'll look at the tractor they're buying and say, well, that thing weighs 5,000 pounds. So I need a trailer that can haul 5,000 pounds. Well, most of the time when you look at the weight of the tractor in the brochure, that's not including the front end loader. That could add another 800 to 1,500 pounds on top of that. And then if you're planning on hauling a brush cutter around to go from, one farm to another to cut your weeds, well, that adds some more weight onto it. So you need to figure out, before you even go shopping, what are all the things I would haul at once? And if you take that tractor and the loader and the brush hog out to a place and then you haul back all of that with a load of bricks on it, well, you could be overloaded really quickly. So number two is the capacity of the trailer axles minus the weight of the trailer, and make sure it's enough to carry everything you're going to be carrying. The third thing you want to look at is brakes. And the cheap trailers actually come with no brakes. It'll just be axles under there. So you're relying on your pickup truck or your Suburban or whatever you're pulling it with to stop everything. And I can tell you, without brakes on the trailer, the weight of that trailer pushing you, especially on gravel, especially coming down slopes. And I had a friend that nearly bought the farm with the trailer pushing him out into an intersection because he didn't realize there were no brakes on the trailer and how much that weight pushes the truck. It can push it wherever gravity takes it. So the number three thing is make sure you have brakes. And with brakes, if you've got the towing package in your truck, you probably got a control box that works the brakes. But if you don't, you may have to add a brake control box in the truck or the Suburban or whatever the vehicle is to control the flow of electricity to the brakes to let the trailer stop. The number four thing you want to look at is the length of the trailer. I've seen people err both ways. I've seen them get too long a trailer, and I've seen people get too short a trailer. If you're new to trailers, getting a really long trailer may be really hard to maneuver. If you've been used to an 18-foot trailer and you move up to a 20 or 22, that's probably no big deal. But if you're used to never having driven a trailer and you get a 22-foot trailer, you're going to be amazed at how difficult that is to maneuver. Now, I'm going to talk in a minute about ramps, but that's an important thing to look at with length. And if you're hauling a tractor, loader, and a brush hog, can that brush hog stick out the back? And if it can, you don't maybe have to have as long a trailer. But if it can't, if the ramps stop it, then you're going to have a long enough trailer to get the tractor and the brush hog and all that stuff on. The number 5 thing I want to look at is ramps to help you get the tractor up on the trailer deck. And there's lots of ways to go with ramps. The most common and the cheapest is a slide out ramp that fits on a lip on the back of the trailer. Now, you can get 4-foot ramps, you can get 5-foot ramps. The shorter the ramp, the more abrupt the upward travel of the tractor, and the more of a pucker factor it's going to be the first few times you load that. So the longer the ramp, the better. Some trailers have fold-up ramps. The disadvantages of them, like I said earlier, is you're trying to haul a brush hog and it needs to stick out. It may not be able to stick out if there's fold-up ramps in the way, so you want to factor that all in. There's also ramps that just one solid ramp that folds down, and there's different configurations of that. One thing you want to watch with ramps, if you're going to haul a zero-turn mower around, a lot of these ramps have pretty good sized gaps, and those little tires on the front of the mower really struggle going up those. They'll go up it, but it'll be a bouncy thing, and it's a little bit dangerous and scary when you do it. Along with ramps is a dovetail. And what a dovetail is a part at the end of the trailer that lessens the abruptness of the move up to the trailer. It's a little bend in the back of the trailer that lets you load with less of a severe grade going up into the trailer. So ramps and dovetail are something you definitely want to look at. And you might want to, at the trailer place when you're looking at it, especially if they are the tractor dealer as well, practice a few times, hook the trailer up to your truck and practice loading it and see how that works. Now, a real expensive trailer like this one has a hydraulically driven tilt bed, and those are awesome. Those are the cat's meow. Now, the only time you don't want that is if you're trying to load 2 items. Let's say you're wanting to load your tractor on the front and your zero-turn mower on the back. If you've got a tilt deck, a lot of times that won't work, so you need to factor that in too. Now, I'm going to put a quick plug in here from my sponsor. If you've got folding ramps or slide-in ramps, any place you have metal on metal contact outside, there's a product you need to have in your toolbox, and that's WD-40 Specialist White Lithium Grease. This is a lubricant that's pretty much weather resistant. It's good anywhere you have metal on metal contact. I use it on my pallet forks, on my tractor, and there's lots of different places where you can use this. But if you're going to buy a trailer and you have those fold-up ramps, keep that rail where they fold around lubricated with WD-40 Specialist White Lithium Grease. It'll make them a lot easier to fold up and to slide in and out. Also, if you have the slide-in ramps that fit under the trailer, squirt some of these on the side rails and it'll make them a lot easier to go in and out. In fact, so easy, watch your thumb, because if you've been used to pushing them in hard, when they just slide in with this stuff on, you can mash the thumb. But this is a great product to have. If you're a trailer owner or a tractor owner, you'll find lots of uses for it anywhere you have metal on metal outside. WD-40 Specialist White Lithium Grease. Now, the number 6 thing you should look for if you're buying a trailer is the floor. The El Cheapo package trailers have just like a pine floor that's not treated, not pressure treated in any way. And you want to check that, because a lot of people don't know to ask. If you, especially in the area I live in a humid area that gets a lot of rain, if you get a standard floor that's not treated, that's going to rot out really quickly. You want a floor like this with quality wood, pressure treated, and it'll last a long time. You don't want to get that trailer out and the first time you've got to use it, find 2 or 3 boards that need replacing. So look at the floor. Number 7 thing to look at if you're buying a trailer, and this is kind of a little deal, but it's a frustration, is the jack. The cheaper trailers, and I have a horse trailer that's like this, has a crank that you just have to keep cranking and keep cranking and keep cranking to get that thing down. And it makes you not want to hook up the trailer. If you've got a trailer like this one that's got an extendable leg on the front of it that you can put a pin in, you can pull that all up and not have to crank that much. And then when you're ready to drop it, push it down, put a pin in it, and then crank it down to get the trailer off. Makes hooking and unhooking a whole lot easier. The number 8 thing you need to look for if you're looking for a trailer is a spare tire. A lot of the cheaper trailers have no spare tire, and if you don't know that when you buy it, you're going to have an extra expense, or you're going to be at the side of the road someday. What do? I have no spare tire. But a lot of the cheaper trailers have no spare tire and nowhere to mount one. So if you want a spare tire, you've got to build a bracket for it, or buy a bracket for it, or keep it in the back of your truck. It's a pretty big hassle. We never think of a car not having a spare tire, but a lot of times these cheaper trailers have no spare tire. The number 9 thing we want to look at is a winch. If you're owning a tractor and you're thinking you'll save the charges for the dealer coming out and picking up the tractor for service and bringing it back and taking it to you again. If you're thinking you'll do that and save the cost of the trailer, well, you're probably right. Over time, as much as hauling is, you'll probably pay for that trailer, especially if the dealership is a long way away. But I want to tell you, if you have a service issue and the tractor is dead in the field, you got to have a way of getting that on the trailer. And I think an investment in a winch is a very, very good investment and something you'll probably use many times over the life of the trailer. And finally, the number 10 thing I'd look at if I were buying a trailer, I'd look at getting these D-rings. Those are the handiest things in the world when you're trying to chain or strap something down to the floor of the trailer. The side rails work okay, but having a D-ring there just makes it that much easier. And if you've got the side rails already with stake holders in them, you can get these D-ring kits that fit right in the stake holders, and it'll make strapping your tractor and your equipment down to the trailer a whole lot easier. And you definitely want to do that so you don't have an accident on the open road. That could open a real liability issue. Lonnie, if I were buying a trailer to haul my tractor around with, those are the 10 things I'd look at. And I know that's a lot of stuff to think about, but if you think about all 10 of them and where you want to go on it, you'll get a trailer that you really like. It'll last you a lifetime and save you a lot of hauling bills on down the road. I've been a fan of WD-40 for most of my life. It was something my father always kept on the workbench. It's something I've always had on the workbench, and when I discovered the WD-40 Specialist line, I expanded the amount of WD-40 products I keep around. They'll make your equipment last longer, and they'll relieve you of a lot of stress in tractor and trailer and equipment of any kind ownership. So I highly recommend WD-40, and until now, in the 60-year history of WD-40, you've not been able to get merchandise like this cap, like this shirt, unless you went to a special event where they gave it to you. Well, now there's a place you can go and buy authentic WD-40 merchandise. Go to their site, wd40.customink.shop. That's wd40.customink.shop, and show what a fan you are of the product line that has been on my workbench my entire life. Appreciate you watching my videos. If you'd like to subscribe to my YouTube channel, I'd be honored. Click the mic face icon and check the bell so you're notified when I post future videos. Here's a link to my website and the Tractor Fun Store with unique items for the tractor owner that helps support my channel. And here's another video you might want to watch. Thanks for watching.